So welcome back to Fallen Lands, post-apocalyptic masterpiece, second edition rulebook. There was a bug in this second edition rulebook for the bonuses that were 1 and they should be 2. The creators, they will go to cons and then hand out those corrections, but they won't send it to backers. The problem that I have with this game is you start somewhere, say for example this Sigma Corporation, and then you can go to any place. If you play solo, it's a void world. I mean, it's normal that it is it is post-nuclear, but every hex in planes is the same, and every irradiated zone is the same. So if you are at planes, you draw, of course, a random card, and so if my token is up here, then I draw a card and I read the text. It's a shootout at the Okie Dokie. That has absolutely zero connection with me being here or being there. So the gameplay is quite shallow. On the other hand, and on one hand, it was a lot of information that so yeah, every time you draw these cards, you can gloat at the text. The text is fine. It's written with a lot of passion and proofread, not many mistakes, and none that I can recall. So the quality is fine. The cards themselves, good quality. You don't need to sleeve them because you will only go through them once or twice. So yeah, I wanted to like this game, and but I don't feel it. So and on top of that, aside from all these combinations, then you have your successes. That is everything above a 10 or 20, and the remainder from dividing after 10. Then you can gain an extra if you roll under it. The dice, some of these dice you can see here, they have a nuclear explosion, so that's a very good sign that you failed. But you count up the successes and then you gain the rewards. That is how events work. Then there is also missions. The missions, there are a ton of mission cards, and yeah, that's all of them. Nice mission box. I believe there are there is a list of ordered missions somewhere. I'm not really sure. And you go. You have 7 counters, and you roll 2d10 to identify a random number between 1 and 100. And then you place the counter 1 there, and then you roll again, and you place a counter there, and you place a counter there. It's completely arbitrary, if you ask me. It could be on a how do you say, a goods side hex. It could be on a city, it could be anywhere. Let's see. Yeah, here is some kind of missions. The missions are nice and you can go for them, but it's how do you say, you're building out your city or your hometown, and you race against a certain timer. That's it, but everything is out of control, of course. So just it is, yeah. I wouldn't say it is too random, but it is. It takes a very long time to come up with something, and yeah, as I said, the, I mean the map quality is fantastic. This is the back. It's very efficient. Um, I'm sure if you're in America that you know all the geography and you can pinpoint everything that you learned from school. Road Warriors, Scavenger Hunt. So I like the artwork. There's nothing wrong with the artwork. But the gameplay, I just don't see the gameplay. It's just going from spot to spot and getting a few points here and there. But to what end? I don't enjoy this. Yeah. Uh, for sure, if you can borrow it, you can read through the texts. It's a lot of text. It's almost like a book. And this is just the missions, the actions, the characters. There's a lot to read about. The final nail in the coffin is the town phase, for me at least. So there's a lot of steps. So there's the auction house, and here you set up what the instructions tell you. So you find out the correct circles. Here you make the roster. That's all great. There are different kinds of damage, radiation damage, infected wounds, psychological damage, physical damage, of course. And so if you have 2d6 physical damage, you roll 2 dice, add the dice up, and allocate these tokens. The tokens are efficient, so it's a 1, 1, and 3. So there is no 2. So the backside of the 3 is the 1. So you can store them. It's very well thought of. So the spoils deck, skill checks, it's all here. Here's an example of how you allocate these things. And so this card could be allocated to this guy, and this card could be allocated to that guy, but then some of these bonuses would not apply. It's all random, so you're puzzling, and then you have some it feels like a random simulation. Everything feels like a simulation, and it doesn't evoke the sense of exploration, the sense of adventure for me. Because these places, again, are all identical. They don't have. If you compare this, for example, with Zerivia or Explorit or any of your favorite adventures, the locations themselves and the relation, the topology to go from this place to this place, they all have a certain meaning, and to be here means that you're not here because something here is particular to this location. And there are no particulars here. There's only the grouping of hex types. It's hard to pinpoint what irks me. So then let's see. You have the missions. I'm looking for the town phase. Perhaps I missed it. Yeah. So it may be best to play with one other person than you would have like Mad Max kind of interaction. There is no interaction. between you and the deck. There is no interaction because all you do is these skill checks, or whatever these skill checks. So you look over your character roster and what they equip. Let's see. Yeah, there are many missions and things like that, but no, it's sorry, but no, it's not for me. I would highly suggest to look in Salvation Road, much simpler setup, or The Road, also a small card game that I want to review sometime. They are smaller in scope and smaller in size, but they have more depth in gameplay. There are more things that that trigger your imagination. Here it's all written out. So yeah, this is a very American game. So it may appeal not to Europeans. I don't know. You can borrow the game and look at the artwork. There is also a lot of text on the back of each card that you can enjoy. So with the Sioux Nations and the Blackfoot, it's all American lore. Yeah, so it is worth taking a look, but I would not recommend it like at all. So I sold it at a loss, but yeah, I have to make choices. I'd rather play Aridia or any of my other games. Okay, thanks for this. Why I sold Fallen Land 2. Bye.